I guess I'd start out with asking about like how common you think it is. You know, I shared with you that my story is related to what we could just call sort of burnout. And I think people use that term without really wanting to use the term depression. So what's your experience as a psychiatrist that treats depression for a living, right? How often do people try to dance around this word depression?
Oh, I think the answer is a lot. And I think that you're pointing out a ongoing controversy in the area of burnout studies as to whether depression and burnout are really two different things or not. There's definitely a burnout syndrome that seems to have a lot in common with depression. And there's a burnout scale that seems to assess a lot of the similar symptoms. But I think a lot of people in the field feel that burnout, although similar, is distinct from depression. But it's hard to get good evidence to sort of prove that one way or the other. So you raise an interesting point. Even the use of the term burnout is maybe one of those examples of people dancing around what might just otherwise be called depression.
Right.
Yeah. And the other way that comes up is just the different ways that people express feeling depressed. And physical symptoms are probably a neglected component of depression. You know, there's this strong, what I think generically we might call the mind-body connection, but lots of people with depression and anxiety have significant physical symptoms. Low energy or fatigue are included right in some of the definition of depression, and muscle tension is included in the definition of generalized anxiety disorder. But I think we know that there's a lot more than that.
Right.
And especially across like cultures. Not just racial ethnic groups, but also across cultures. I think we even have some stereotypes about how men express things versus how women express things. But just the notion that individuals might express their psychic pain through their body. So I'm sorry, that was a little bit of a rambling answer, but
no, it's really helpful. And I'm particularly tuned into the idea that that the symptoms in the body, the somatic symptoms, and what we would call somatization of symptoms, right? That's like the expression of symptoms through somatic experience. That is a key part of depression. I think when I didn't like to think of myself as depressed. I still kind of use I find myself kind of, if I share it with people, I kind of say it's a form of depression, or it's a subtype, or I even like to use the word subclinical depression. I throw that in there, like as if it like doesn't quite meet the standard classical, like crying every day, can't get out of bed, and these sort of moods that just sweep over, because that's not how I experienced it.